If your gas oven will not heat, you got no flame, you got no ignition, but your broiler is still working, then the oven igniter may be your problem. So in this video, I'll show you how to replace it. It took me about a half an hour to get done. Culprit was the igniter at the bottom of the oven. You've got a similar situation. This tip could save you at least $200–300 in a service call. Right here is the replacement part that I ordered. I did get it on Amazon. It's the GE WB13K21, and it's an oven igniter. There's lots of different models, so double check yours and make sure you're going to get the right one. Safety first, anytime you're working with appliances, you want to unplug the device. If you're unsure how to unplug it or can't get to the plug, switch your circuit breaker off. Just to make sure there's no current or no power back there. As a precaution, I did shut the gas off as well, and luckily mine had an easy off switch right behind my oven. So we'll start off with removing the oven racks, pull them out of the oven, get it clear. And then the toughest part for me was removing this bottom panel on the bottom of the oven. It's supposed to be able to lift it out, and yours might have screws in the back. Mine didn't even have the screws in, but it's supposed to have 2 retaining screws in the back of the oven on the bottom. Take those out, and then you're supposed to lift up the plate from the back and kind of shift it and then pivot it up on one side and pull it out. What I found with mine, it was extremely hard to do. Probably the toughest part of this job was just getting that out and then putting it back in at the end. Well, with the bottom plate removed, now you can see the flame spreader. And the flame spreader is held in place by 4 of these oven bolts. Same size as the ones you're going to find throughout this oven. And you're going to back those out carefully. So the igniter is held in place by 2 more of these oven nuts. You've got to get back there with a small or short driver or socket wrench to back those out. Caution when you're backing these out, as they've been extremely heated up in the oven over many years, and they can be a little bit brittle. Okay, now we're going to remove the igniter. And I couldn't get it all the way out of the hole due to the size of the connector. And so therefore, we need to go around to the back of the oven where there is an easy access panel. Simply remove the 2 retaining bolts. And then you're just going to carefully pull your wire from the oven through to the back. Now, squeeze the retaining tabs and pull apart the connector. Push the wire back through to the oven side, and then go around to the front of the oven and carefully pull the old igniter out. Here's a quick look at the old versus new igniter. And we are ready to reinstall the new igniter. I fed it through the hole out the back, and I've already reconnected it. The next piece is to insert the screws. And in my case, I only had 1 screw because, as I mentioned, the other screw did shear off as I was uninstalling the old igniter. So I made the decision just to go ahead and go with just 1 screw. I don't see the igniter moving around a whole heck of a lot during a normal baking event. So there it is, attached with just 1 screw, and the other one is sheared off. I didn't want to drill it out. So before I put Humpty Dumpty back together again, I plugged the oven back in, I left the gas turned off, and I turned on bake mode to see if my igniter would work. And as you can see here, pretty quickly, you are going to get a red hot glowing igniter, and more likely than not, you have fixed your problem. All right, make sure your wires are tidied up out back, and then reattach that rear access panel. And at this point, be sure you're plugged in and turn the gas back on. Now you can reinstall the flame spreader. And now we are ready to tackle putting on that bottom panel. Once again, just as taking it out was tough, putting it back together is equally as difficult. I tried to wiggle it around a little bit and kind of push it in gently. I didn't want to bend this panel, didn't want to damage it, but in the end, it took a couple, good downward punches to get it to seat properly. Reinstall your oven racks, and you should be back in business here with this gas oven. Give it a final check. Set it to bake at 350 and make sure you're working 100%.